Welcome back to the channel. This is Silver Shepherd. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Silver just hit $36.16 in the overnight market, and this is actually the highest price in over 13 years. And this could be the breakout moment that, we've all been waiting for. We've all been waiting for it to shoot up, and so far it has shot up. But in today's video, I'll break down for you what really happened, what's really driving and pushing this surge, and where it's headed next. So without any further ado, let's get straight into this video. So on June 5th, 2025, of course, silver surged to $36.16 in the overnight market. This is the highest price since February of 2012. That puts silver up a full 24%, and the S&P 500 rarely achieves better than 20% return from on a yearly basis, and this is a 24%, so it's 4% higher than that. So silver has done amazing, so that is a great thing for all of us. But this breaks a major resistance level that's held it for over a decade. Now that resistance level is actually $35, and it hit that and just surged straight through it, which is an amazing thing, obviously, but it's kind of surprised me, but we'll take it. But what is behind this surge? And that is four main things. Number one is the industrial demand, and silver is just a shiny metal that sits in vaults, safes, things like that. It gets used. It's a critical thing for solar panels, electric vehicles, and every single electronic. The global clean energy, going green, anything electric takes a massive amount of silver. So the more and more silver or electric things we need, the more we need silver. So the industrial demand just keeps ramping up year by year. And so that leads us into our second thing, which is the chronic supply deficit. And silver has been in a deficit for 5 straight years, with the demand outpacing the supply. And that is because most silver is mined as a byproduct of copper and zinc, which means we're not exactly tackling silver directly. So the supply can't replenish very quickly, which is obviously not a good thing. But the higher the demand, the more we need silver, but we don't mine it quick enough. Number 3 is the macroeconomic tailwinds, and that is with gold hitting, giant highs. It's up, I believe, $1,000, in the past couple months. But that with, huge inflation, silver is catching up. It's using the tailwind and slingshotting itself up. And the gold to silver ratio is an example of that. It dropped below $94 to 1. In April, it was up to 105 to 1. So that's a big bullish signal. But it's also a good thing if you're wanting to trade your metals, given I believe you should wait a little bit longer before you should, bring them back or trade from silver to gold. But still, the fourth thing is the Fed talks, and that is just the whispers of interest rate cuts later this year. Though those are really heating up, and lower interest rates means a weaker dollar. And as we all know, the weaker the dollar is, the more silver, tends to shine and go up, because that's it's a safe haven. It's a metal like that. But there's been a lot of technical analysis and forecasts of what we think may actually end up happening with this. But the breakout above $36 clears a multi-year resistance level, as I have mentioned before. But according to analysis, we could see silver push towards $40 if the momentum continues in the next few months. And that is especially with interest rate cuts. I believe that if that does end up truly happening, we can see it push way above $40, just because, that means the dollar's weaker. That always helps silver. And with the already bullish, market towards it, it could do incredibly well. But at the end, silver is, very, very, very volatile. So anything can truly happen with it. And it is easily manipulated. Short-term dips are always on the table for silver. You never want to, put all of your money in it and everything like that. However, it is a great thing for preserving wealth, hedging against inflation, and stuff like that. But what does all of this mean for you? And so if you've already been stacking for a while, this might be your chance to sell a little bit and take in some of your gains, or rebalance into other metals like gold using the gold to silver ratio, trading your silver for gold and things like that, or just ride the trend, keep everything the same, and just keep having the price go straight up. But if you're new to silver, be cautious. Don't give in to FOMO or fear of missing out. Look for pullbacks. It may, test the $36 barrier again. So it may go down and then try and go back up. So if it does go down, that's a perfect opportunity to buy. Don't spend all your money at once, though. Dollar cost average your way. That's always safer. It's always better to do that. And if you're holding for long term, the fundamentals are still strong. The reason why we invest and do this in the first place is still very strong and still alive. Industrial demand and economic pressure support a continued growth for silver, and it will continue just going up. So what is exactly is next for silver? And so short term, expect high volatility and possibly a healthy pullback from $34 to $35. It is very likely before going up to $37, $38, $39. In the medium term, if demand stays strong and supply doesn't catch up, we could easily see it hit $40+ in the next couple months, and I believe this for sure will happen. It's been so bullish and so strong with cuts coming up. It can definitely happen. I think it definitely will happen, and it can test to $50 again here soon, like it did in 2011, and then also the 1980s. And then long term, if we see a true dollar crisis and more institutional buying and geopolitical shock, silver could challenge the $50 range. Like I said, again, like it did in 2011 and 1980s. I don't know if you guys are too into politics and stuff like that, but there's huge feud going on right now between Trump and Elon. And Elon was very close with Trump and with things in the White House. And he said that there is going to be a huge recession in the later months of this year. And if that is true, that means silver will have a huge push, because when the dollar gets weaker, when the stocks crash, when everything like that, people will flock to the safe haven metals like gold and silver. And we can see it push up. Couple that with the bull market, Fed cuts, recession. Silver is poised for a huge year, a huge breakout that can bring you money and you profits, or just help you build your stack and push your ratio and get more gold, or whatever you want to do with that. However, this move to 36.16 could be just the beginning, or it could be top of a very, very volatile wave. We truly have no way of predicting that or knowing. But either way, one thing is very clear. Silver is back in the limelight, and that's when it performs the best. When people are focused on it, that's when it rises to the occasion. So what do you guys believe comes next, $40 or $30? Do you think it'll keep shooting up, or do you think it'll have a huge pullback down? Let me know down below whether you guys think it will, or what you guys plan on doing with your stack. Are you going to sell? Are you just going to ride it? Or are you going to continue to buy more? Please let me know down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.